Psychological behaviors women display after they cheat. How to know your woman has just cheated. Let's jump right into the video, guys. Now, first of all, listen. Guilt does not show up in men the same way it does in women. Men confess to the sin to release guilt. Women manage guilt to protect emotional control. Now, here are a few psychological behaviors that women display that gives you a clue that she probably has just cheated. Number one, emotional overcompensation. That sudden display of so much affection. That sudden burst of affection that almost feels too good to be true. She's suddenly loving up so much. She's suddenly hugging you more now. She's suddenly sending you sweet messages, talking about us like she's falling in love over again. You start to think, wow, maybe she finally values our relationship now. Maybe she finally wants us to do better now. Listen, except she has always been like this emotionally towards you. If not, there is a high probability that what is happening now is a psychological compensation. See, women can cheat and still see themselves as a good person. That is why women are quick to tell you that their past doesn't define them. That the fact that she did some dirty stuff in the past doesn't mean that she's not a good person. So when a woman cheats and still sees herself as a good person, her brain enters what psychologists calls moral balancing. It is a subconscious attempt to create a balance. She's like, I did something bad, so I need to do something good to dispel the guilt that I feel. So she tunes up the love. She gives you gifts, plans romantic dates, becomes more sexual. But underneath that affection is not genuine passion. It is guilt management. And you can easily tell because the energy feels false. It feels off. She is not connecting. She is performing. She is acting. She is trying to erase the wrong in her head by being the perfect girlfriend for a while. And deep down, you can feel the disconnect because it is unnatural. And after she feels better, after she dispels that feeling of guilt in her head, she moves back to who she has always been to you. And the next time that she's going to be that level of nice towards you is when next she commits another degree of sin that is capable of causing her to feel such degree of guilt that makes her feel like a bad person. So she will still tune up the affection towards you to dispel her guilt and convince herself that she's not really a bad person. The affection does not last because it's not rooted in desire. It is rooted in guilt. Once that temporal moral relief wears off, her energy drops again. She goes back to being distant, distracted, and defensive, and you are confused. So whenever your woman's affection doubles up as against who she normally is to you, don't just enjoy it. Observe. Ask yourself these questions. What changed? What triggered this shift? And monitor how long or short it lives, because real desire deepens over time, but guilt desire spikes as the feeling of guilt heightens and then crashes as the feeling of guilt is dispelled. Number two, display of random anger and irritability towards you. This is a situation when guilt turns into hostility. Now, have you ever noticed how out of nowhere your woman starts to become irritated by almost everything that you do? Your jokes aren't funny anymore. Your habits suddenly stinks. Your tonality suddenly is cruel. Even your presence becomes weird, and you're left asking yourself what you actually did. You are left wondering how you actually became this bad. You might even start thinking that you are really that bad and just can't see. Majority of the times, the answer might be that you did nothing. You are simply innocent. Sometimes when a woman feels guilty, her mind goes at war with herself. A part of her wants to suppress the guilt to keep things normal. The other part cannot stand the man that she betrayed, because naturally, a woman cannot commit emotionally at the same level in two men except she's using them. So her emotions as a response to cheating leaves you without even she realizing it. And that is why she doesn't even know why she can't stand you now. This is some sort of emotional displacement. It is a way of her saying, if I can find fault in him, then it will help me not to feel so bad about what I did. She will start arguing over minor things like how you didn't text her back immediately, how you didn't view her last status, and she will make a big problem out of it. And when you ask her what is wrong, she snaps out. She doesn't give any reasonable response as to what is wrong with her. She may even accuse you of the very thing that she is doing: flirting, cheating, acting off, being secretive. Majority of the times, it is her guilt that is suffocating her. If she can make you the problem, then she doesn't have to face her own actions. And the painful part is that most guys respond to this her anger manipulation with reassurance, apologizing, trying to fix the situation, which only achieves her the results that she wants. Now listen. When her irritability feels irrational and disconnected from reality, don't chase calm by trying to reassure her or trying to fix anything. Watch her patterns closely. If every conversation somehow boils down to your flaws and your inabilities, you are not in a fight. You are in a guilt projection situation. So what you need to do is just distance yourself emotionally, speak less, and just watch. In guilt-driven anger, she's not trying to connect. She's trying to cope. If you don't follow me now, you might never see me again.